Renee Leaf, and Jason Appleton, who I'm sure many of you work with on a daily basis. Thank you so much for your time today. We're going to give it a few more minutes for more people to join, and then we'll get started. Feel free to turn your cameras on, your mics on. We want this to be interactive. So if you have questions during the call, please just feel free to ask those questions as we go. Some of the questions will be just about you and your, I'm sorry? Oh, see, I shouldn't have said turn your mics on because now I got distracted. Will be about you and your business. So type those in the chat and we can manage those in the chat. If it's a question for the greater group, feel free to ask the question. And we appreciate you all for jumping on today. We know that this time of year is super busy for everyone. We wanted to just give you a jump start on 2025 with your relationship with us and give you some tips and tricks for better maximizing your relationship with us. So thank you again for joining us. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes for people to continue to join, and then we'll get started. Megan, I see you joined the call. Did you want to jump on and say anything?
I can just say hello, everybody. I put in the chat, thank you all for joining us. Really nice to have such a big group on this call. As the team said, we'll just get started in a minute here once we get critical mass. But thank you so much to Pam and Jason and Renee for presenting today. And we have a lot to cover. Excited about it.
Okay, I'm going to get started because we want to respect your time. Thank you so much again for joining us. Today's presentation is going to be really high level to give you a good overview of your membership and the different opportunities included in your membership. Again, we'll remind you this throughout the call, but each of you has an assigned account manager. So if you have any questions, membership manager, I should say, if you have any questions about any of the topics or you want to dive more deeply into any of the topics, feel free to reach out to any of us after the call. A little bit about who's who in luxury real estate. My presentation is not moving. Oops, now it went really fast. Oops, sorry guys. Okay, we're good. So for about 40 years, we have been an organization designed as a referral network. Back in the mid-'80s, our founder, John Brian Losh, was looking for a way to connect with other luxury brokers and agents from around the world. And as you can imagine, it was a little bit more difficult back then, given that the internet had just recently been born. And it was not quite as quick of a connection as it is today. So he developed this network. We published a book for years and years where members could learn more about each other. as the internet launched, we also launched luxuryrealestate.com, which is where we house your profiles and your listings. Each of you belongs to us through a membership. Our memberships run the gamut from very large companies to individual members, and each of you may be set up a little bit differently. So if you have any questions about how you're set up, why you may or may not have a public profile, and other questions, please feel free to reach out about those as well. But we are really proud of our heritage. We're proud of referring great people to each other and seeing great transactions happen. And we want you to take advantage of our marketing tools and those connections as you develop your relationship with us. Today's topic is maximizing your membership. And what that means is just taking advantage of all of the different categories of opportunities we have available to you. So as I mentioned earlier, your profile and your luxury brand and listings can populate on luxuryrealestate.com. This happens in different ways through a feed or through manually adding. Again, if you want more information about your particular case, please ask us after the call. We also are going to share with you some resources and tools to help you win listings, grow your business, make some great transactions happen. Each and every one of you has a unique login to the back end of our site, which is called our luxury lounge. The lounge is where we house all of these resources and tools for you to access, download, print out, use, send to your sellers. Jason, in a few minutes, is going to take you a little bit more deeply into the lounge so you can see where all of those things are available for you. Again, I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself, but if you don't know your login to the lounge, you forgot it, it's been a while since you logged in, just reach out to us after the call and we're happy to either reset your password or resend the welcome email so you'll have your unique login to the lounge. And one of the nice things about that is it's a view into your world, so to speak, with luxuryrealestate.com. So it's all about you and managing your business within your luxury lounge. We have some great marketing opportunities. We're running a holiday special. If you're interested in trying something out, we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. And again, mentioning how to connect to those other real estate professionals. We've gone past the blue book. We still offer no fee referrals, which we think is very exciting. I know that it's the favorite part of my job, and I would venture to guess the favorite part of the other members of the membership team as well. Connecting you with other real estate brokers around the world to make transactions happen is pretty exciting. And then we're going to share with you some of your opportunities coming up in 2025 to network, meet in person, go to fabulous places around the world as part of our events. There's a new section in our lounge. It's called Maximize Your LRE Membership, which is how we got so creative with the title of this call, Maximizing Your Membership. But when you first log into the lounge, you will see this little thumbnail in the upper right-hand corner. If you just click on that See Here button, it will take you to this page, How to Maximize Your LRE Membership. And all of the topics that we're covering today will be fairly high level given our time parameters. But if you want to dig more deeply into any of these topics, this is where to go to find out all of that information. It has contact information in there. Jason's going to go over it a little bit more thoroughly with you now and take you on a little trip into the luxury lounge.
Thanks, Pam. So I'm starting off right where Pam's slide left off in the luxury lounge about how to maximize your LRE membership. I'm not going to do a deep dive into all of these, but just wanted to highlight a few of these topics. While we are reviewing a lot of topics about the membership benefits, this is still a great place to come back to. If you're either a new member it's been a while since you've kind of logged in and kind of reviewed everything that's available to you, or you just want to know a little bit more about the updates to the luxury lounge or to your membership benefits. But there's a tips for new members section, which is very, very helpful. These have all been recently updated. How to make the most of our LRE events.
Joining Trader Joe's in Mount Pleasant. Oh, this is dangerous.
We have if
Patience, mute yourself.
There we go. Thank you.
you.
A little bit about leveraging an LRE award, navigating referrals, and optimizing all of our marketing opportunities, and then mastering our social media, kind of how to piggyback off of our promotions. So I highly recommend you check this page out, even after this call. Just a reminder, if you can all mute your microphones so there are interruptions.
In the Trader Joe's? No.
Let's just mute everyone, and then if somebody has a question.
Oh, I thought Trader Joe's was actually doing like a collab. No. TJ Square, because that's shopping center.
Pam, are you able to do that on your side?
Like a TJ.
I'm not sure how to. Let's see if I can.
There we go.
I didn't mute everyone.
I'm going to toggle over to the Luxury Lounge dashboard. And this is where you can view all of the activity for luxuryrealestate.com, see where views are coming from, as well as for your own brokerage. I am currently logged in as an agent in our network. Someone who's very popular, who attends many events, at least every year, named Joe Himley out of Washington, D.C. with Our Real Estate. But he's a great agent, a great guy, and I got his permission to kind of use his profile as an example. When you do have a profile, whether it's public on luxuryrealestate.com or it's not, it's still very important to complete that profile with as many keywords as you can. All of the search results for our membership directory or referral directory are based upon keywords. And so you want to build the search results and help other agents find you for specific listing opportunities, whether it's a certification. And I think Renee is going to touch on that near the end of this session as well. So I'm currently logged in as Joe. I also have his public profile up on the luxuryrealestate.com website. You'll see he has his bio. He's got the business details, certificates, service areas. This is very, very important, whether it's for other agents finding you or for our team finding you for specific referral opportunities. I've had agents almost miss out on referrals because they didn't have a specific service area. We can do a little deep dive to listings on our site, to help expand the search results there. But it's very important that you add this information. He's got links to his website and links to all of his social media. He's got a great social media following too. And then his featured listings down at the bottom.
If you're in Washington, D.C., you might see Joe. He's a celebrity.
Yeah, he's a little celebrity over in the D.C. area. He's got a huge TikTok following.
The service areas are where you have listings, where you have clients' homes that you sell. We'll also ask you to enter feeder markets in your lounge, which is where you're seeing your buyers come from. So both the service areas and the feeder markets will help more referrals come to you based off of where a buyer might be moving into your area or where you have sellers representing homes.
Thanks for adding that on, Pam. You'll see a number of, there's a couple different ways to navigate the lounge. You can use the tabs at the top, or you can scroll down and there's a quick links box down here at the bottom where you can access your profile, the membership directory, and go straight to your listings there. I highly recommend, once you have your login, and you have especially if you have a public profile, to bookmark that so that you can show clients and immediately pull up your listings. It's also a good idea to make sure you can see how the public is viewing all of your information, see if there's anything you might want to add. And also bookmark your Luxury Lounge login so you have quick access to it. If you see at the top right here, if I hold my cursor, I can go to the profile settings for Joe's profile. This is not Joe's profile. That this is a little bit about our partnership and boosting, doing a social media campaign, boosting his LRE profile to luxury home buyers or people that are looking for an agent. And there's a couple different options that I'll come back to. But you can change the photo, including the background photo for your profile here. As Pam mentioned, there are other areas that you can add information in, such as feeder markets. You can change your featured listings. You can unarchive your sold listings so that they're, your best ones are highlighted at the bottom of your LRE profile page. Now, one of the new updates for the luxury lounge is we've created not only keywords section, where anything you add in here does not show up online anywhere. So you can be really creative. I recommend probably not being redundant with anything that's in your profile already, but the search results are going to be based on this. And if you could add anything in there, whether it be a hobby, something personal about yourself. But this lounge only listing notes is going to be very popular, and I encourage you to put some information in here. And the reason why is because now all members that are logged into the luxury lounge can view in a read-only format every single listing that is on luxuryrealestate.com. And I'll show you an example of that in a moment. But what Joe has says, I'm happy to pay a 25% referral fee to you for sending me your favorite clients. He also added his buyer side commission in here. Now, for the US, with the recent rules and regulations change about disclosing buyer side commissions, this is kind of a workaround for that. So if I go to his actual listing and go to the inventory tab, and I'll pull up our listing page. And if I click on his listing here, and this is the same for looking at anyone else's listings through the luxury lounge, if they have notes listed there, it'll show up here. So all the users for luxuryrealestate.com, or the members, can view these lounge only listing notes. So I'm going to go back to the main listing
About
page
that
here.
section? Sorry, Jason, I just wondered if there were any questions that had come up about that section.
Yeah, please feel free to chime in if you have any questions about that. I'm going to come back to that listing overview page in a moment. But you'll see here that we have Joe's exclusive listings are listed, and then you can also toggle over to all of the worldwide luxury listings, and you can even sort them by when they're published, low price, high price, and then the search function here. So if you really you have a client looking for in a different market and you want to view some more personal information or specific information about a listing, you can use this now. So pulling up the listing overview page, I'm just going to show you a few things here. There's a couple different ways that you can boost the listing. You can use the submit for consideration link, which will open up the listing in an email, an Outlook email, that will be sent to our marketing manager, and she will post it on our X channel, which we have over 20,000 followers. And this is something, then she will send a link back to you that you can share with your client. We also have a partnership with Realforce by AdPhoenix for a lot more of the targeted AI, targeted social media campaigns for listings or profiles. And I'll come back to that in a moment too. But all the listing information is here. The two other important things for the listings is I'll click on this edit tab at the top. And at the very bottom, you'll see a keyword section for listings. Our team does help, add creative keywords into listings. You may not use this for every listing, but if you have one that's been on the market for a while, or it's very unique, this can really help with this, the search results for it. My browser prompts usually come up here, but I help individual agents sometimes adding, what's in the area, what's in proximity to the listing, whether it's an airport or museums or restaurants or a yacht club, that you don't need to have in the listing description, but can help drive those search results. The listing report is going to show you all the analytics for the listing, which will be the views, the click-throughs, saves, and shares, where views are coming from. If you have a private listing, and that's legal for your market, you can even manually add listings here, even if you have an import set up, and just add the minimal information. We know in the luxury space, there are a lot of clients that have celebrity clients and sellers, and so they want to keep their information, like the specific address, private. So I'm going to touch base on the marketing opportunities on a separate slide. The logos and branding can be found here, which we highly encourage you to download and then use them for print and digital, all of your marketing. We encourage the co-branding with your brokerage as well. The information about our partnerships, I encourage you to read through these. These are some of the best companies out there for, just a great resource, education, certification. The information about our Realforce partnership, they partner with us because of the high traffic to our website. They use the AI for targeted social media campaigns for either listings and or the boosting your profile. The listing campaigns have been very popular lately. We've seen a lot of routine use. Number one, because agents, it's very easy for them to use and doesn't take a lot of time. We know marketing does take time usually, but they create the ad for you. Starts within a couple business days, and they send you the analytics that you can view and share with your seller throughout the campaign. So we're hearing that the clients are really liking it. It's very easy, and their click-through rate is like 15 times the industry average for luxury listings.
And I'll just chime in here real quick, just because I've had some questions from my agents. The submit for consideration button is for us to place your listing on our luxuryrealestate.com channels. So the opportunity to be on our Instagram page, as Jason mentioned, on X, etc. The social media boosts are a product provided by our partner, Realforce, and they use artificial intelligence. Take a look at your listing, identify the demographic of the kind of potential buyers for a listing like yours, and then they place your home, your listing on the Facebook, Instagram pages of that demographic. So if I'm in the market for a $3 million home in Atlanta and you place a Realforce ad, the likelihood of your home showing up on my Facebook page when I log in is pretty high. So it's just really highly targeted, and it uses artificial intelligence along with a live person to set up the ad. So that's why we're finding them so successful.
Great. Thanks for expanding on that, Pam. So the networking tab is where you're going to find information and be able to register for one of our prestigious events. And you'll also find our membership directory. Renee is going to come back to that. Under the resources tab, I already reviewed that maximize the membership, but this is where you're going to find our member webinars, which we have some through our partnership. This recording will also be in the luxury lounge to view later if you didn't get the chance to join us live today. The membership documents, make sure, and these are listed in that maximize your membership, make sure that you have these downloaded available to use. We always encourage you to print them out like full color, incorporate them into your listing and presentations. The global network is highlighting your affiliation with us and the network that you belong to. And then the digital reach, just showing the power of our platforms and social media presence, viewership to our site. But these are things that your clients and sellers would love to see. We also have our full media kit. And then I'm going to come back to this in a moment. This is a digital booklet designed to be sent out prior to listing appointments. We have our full product guide at a glance, which has all been updated for all of our new Wall Street Journal participation for 2025. If you do not have a public profile on your site, on our site, you can find out more about that here in the LRE agent benefits sheet. And please just contact your membership manager to talk about how to get that branding opportunity started. I'm going to jump out of the luxury lounge unless anyone had any questions while I'm here.
All right, it goes back to the first slide, so he's just got to get to the right spot again.
So all of this comes down to, once you put in all of your profile and your listing information, is how to win new listings using this affiliation. One of the things that I recommend doing as an agent myself is highlighting your LRE profile page in your email signature. So in a real estate email signature, you can create a hyperlink that'll go directly to your profile, and you can incorporate our logo as well. We also, as I mentioned before, make sure you download our membership documents and use those. Some members actually take our analytics, incorporate them into what they're already using through their brokerage, which is totally fine too, and some use them separately. One of the things that I know I hear from agents is that they do talk about our network when they're reviewing, the buyer clientele for listings. Not only do we make introductions between members for specific referral opportunities, but sometimes it comes down to just making a new friend, somebody, you're hearing buyers coming from a certain market. Maybe you consistently list in a certain price point, and it'd be really helpful for you to know somebody in a different market that has the same price point clients. So that's really making the most and maximizing, the membership with regards to the referral network. And then also just reviewing the marketing options that are available to your sellers. You know your sellers best. What do they like? Some are really into the AI and that's what they want. Some are more of the prestige of social media or the prestige of the Wall Street Journal.
And one thing I'll jump on real quick too, because I like to jump on things like that, is um, when Jason was talking about using LRE in your listing presentations, we know that you are all part of your own brokerages, um, toolkit that you bring to the table, all of the advantages of working with somebody from your brokerage or your brand. One of the really unique things about luxuryrealestate.com and our Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate Network is that we're brand agnostic. So as long as you qualify in that top tier of member, then in order to qualify to be a member, I'm sorry, then your referral network has now expanded beyond your brand, and you have a referral network that includes independents, branded companies, large companies, small companies. And so we've seen a lot of really wonderful relationships develop over the years with people who come to our conferences, with people who have referrals. Maybe a Sotheby's person has referred to an independent person. So to let your potential client know, I'm not only part of my brand, which is fantastic, but I also bring this network, luxury real estate network, to the table as well. And I'm connected with different brokers and agents around the world. Sorry, I hope that made sense.
Yes, no, that's great, Pam. Thank you for expanding on that too. I mentioned this which is in the membership document section. We have a generic version of this, which is that digital presentation booklet. Now we have made some updates to this recently. So if you're not sure if you have the most updated version and you already have this downloaded, you can download the new generic version. We also have a customizable version of these in the marketing opportunity section in the luxury lounge. Now, what it does is if you do the customized version is we can incorporate your brand's logo. Either if it's an individual one, it'll be your name, but it's also can incorporate some listing photos from either your listings or your market. So make sure you reach out to us if you're unsure about having an updated key to LRE for either as an individual or for your company. But the great thing about those two is you can use those in perpetuity as long as you are an LRE member. Now, maximizing the marketing, we have a number of different website features. We have featured properties of the week. As Pam mentioned earlier, we are having a holiday sale on those, on a few of the digital promotions. I personally know a lot of agents that have, when we do have a sale, they'll maybe buy a few of them and keep them in their back pocket. So when they do go to a big listing appointment, they'll say, I'll use this for your listing if you list with me. And they don't expire, so doesn't mean you have to use them right away, any of our promotions. The LRE
It's not just a sale, it's 50% off.
Yes.
It's a great sale.
So just for this month.
Of it.
The LRE on Tour is a great, very popular email, just 10 listings sent to our entire email database of over 75,000 contacts, high net worth individuals, all the associates, business partners, and viewers to our site. The digital property promotion is a lot more comprehensive. There's a lot more details about those in the luxury lounge, but it also incorporates social media, digital, and email. We've got a great developments portal. So if you do, consistently list in a specific development, you can reach out to your membership manager about making sure you're utilizing that feature. I mentioned the Wall Street Journal. We do the print editions in a number of different editions throughout the year. And so you can contact us about that, but those do fill up quickly, and there's limited spots. So if you do have clients looking for that prestige of that and the great circulation that they offer for listings, then let us know right away. We're currently selling the New York edition for, I think it's January 24th or 26th. And all the details are in the luxury lounge for that. And then Pam already mentioned the Real Force social media boost.
Oh, sorry, I got too excited about it.
That's great. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Renee, who's going to talk a little bit about sharing results and then our network and our events.
Hello, everyone. Yes, so I will just touch base briefly on what Pam and Jason have kind of just talked about with the Real Force boost and with the listing report that Jason touched on. So you'll see to the left is our sharing of our results. So those are what the results would look like from one of our Real Force campaigns. Those campaigns can be done for 15 days, 35 days, 30 days, I'm sorry, or 45 days, and price depending on how many days you choose. So a few days after the campaign wraps, that would be the email that you would receive. You can share that with your seller, as well as every listing on luxuryrealestate.com does have the listing report that Jason mentioned. So you can see their views, leads, shares, click-throughs to our site, and where in the world those views are coming from. With that one, you can see it's a great example of how many views and click-throughs to that specific property. And we're happy to show you as your membership manager where exactly you can go to do that. How do you get the PDF and either email it to yourself or email it to your seller. Jason, if you could do the next slide, please. Also collaborating via social media, what we had talked about, that email submit for consideration for social media. Here's all of our social media numbers. We ask also that we love to collaborate. So if you're going to put one of your listings from our website onto your social media, please let us know. We would love to then collaborate with you so that we're on the same page at the same time and making sure that that listing is getting the most exposure at the time. We can also send you the Google Analytics after we've run Facebook campaigns as well. So just something to keep in mind. Reach out to us. We're always happy to submit those listings for you to our social media. Thank you, Jason. And of course, the best part about our network, the people, the connections. So I'm going to touch base a little bit on referrals, introductions, and the LRE events. So referrals and introductions without the referral fees that Pam touched on, that is one of the things that we take pride in as an organization. We do not take referral fees. We never take referral fees. There's 3 different ways that you can go about having introductions and making referrals. One is through our website at luxuryrealestate.com. You can go up to the top left-hand corner. You can go up to members and search by companies. You can also search by city or state. Then you could also scroll down and go to the associates under the members and search by people. Jason, if you want to pop to the next slide. Under the networking tab that we had mentioned, there is the membership directory. That is the evolved blue book, as we say. So this here, again, this is why it's our website is driven by keywords. So like Joe and Pam have been mentioning, Jason have been mentioning, go by service area, by city, by state. More keywords you have in your profile, the easier it's going to be for someone else in the organization to find you. Pam was just telling me how she has a client in Atlanta who speaks Portuguese. She had put that in her profile. When you go to look and search for agents in the Atlanta area, you get close to 500. But if you've got that keyword in there of Portuguese, she's the only one that pops up. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go about finding other members to make connections. And the last one, which is I always find to be the most fun for us, is reach out to us. Jason and Pam and I are more than happy to make those personal introductions via email, give contact information if you are a agent in Florida and your client just bought their home in Florida but is looking for a second home in France or Italy. We have brokerages and agents there, and we would love to connect you. I think next slide, please. And then the most fun is most of us, I would think. And the easiest way to make connections is in person. So we host 4 LRE events a year. We start the year off with our International Symposium. This year we are going to be, just next month, it's about a month away, is in Verona, Italy. There is still room, so if you want to start your 2025 off with a bang, I would suggest you go to Verona, Italy. It's a very nice, intimate group. We usually have no more than 40 to 65 brokers, agents, and after that, we host a ski trip, which is even more intimate, a smaller group. It currently, I know we are full, but reach out to us if you always have interest in that or want to know more about that. I guess you can, Jason, skip to the next slide so we can kind of pop up, show some dates for everybody. So the symposium is this next January 22nd through the 24th. The ski trip is just shortly after that, usually in a nearby mountainous area from where we just hosted the symposium. The symposiums are usually in a country in Europe. I would save the dates for spring retreat and fall conference. So the spring retreat will take place this year, April 6th through the 9th in New Orleans. And our fall conference will take place in Coronado, September 14th through the 17th. So we pride ourselves on being a very intimate group. Most of our conferences and retreats are no more than 200 or so people. It's usually owners, brokers, marketers, and agents as well. The fall conference is also is exciting. They're both all exciting, but we host our awards ceremony. So we open those up for nominations in about June or July. And we give out awards with a sit-down dinner at the fall conference on the last evening. And that could be for significant sales, best marketing, best website, billionaires award. So those are all things to keep in mind. And we are running a special from now through December the 31st that if you sign up for one of these conferences, we will give you a free standard featured property on the homepage that runs a Friday to a Friday that's valued at $395. So great locations and a great way to connect in person.
Renee. So as Renee mentioned, if you're interested in any of the conferences, in particular Verona, we want to get on that quickly. But I know you are all planning your 2025 calendars. So make sure you take a look at those dates and plug us in early. So we will be privileged to see you and introduce you to other members of the network. We have a lot of members who come to every conference. And if you are ever interested in talking to someone to get some feedback about what the conferences are like, what to expect, please ask that as well, because I know some of our members would love to engage you in some stories about conferences of the past. We also give out Lifetime Achievement Awards at both the spring and fall event. So we will make announcements of those recipients. And it's really, especially if it's someone you know, it's great to join us and celebrate those people and their career achievements as well. So why did your company decide to join us? Why is it great that you as an agent or as a broker are a member of us? We'll just recap really quickly some of the things that we went over today. We have the opportunity for you to profile your luxury brand, not only your business, but your personal luxury brand with us and your listings. We've mentioned it a few times. Depending on the type of membership you have, we have some Board of Regents members on the call. Their memberships are set up a little bit differently than an individual membership, as an example. So if you have any questions about how we get your profile on the site or your listings on the site, just reach out to one of us post-call. Use the lounge. So use the lounge before you head out to a listing appointment. Use the lounge once you have a listing to use those marketing opportunities and those tools to not only represent a current listing that you have, but to win those new listings, to brand yourself as not only a top agent in your area, but a member of our global network is really pretty powerful. And I know people who are listing their homes like to think that their buyer is coming from somewhere. So you can always let them know, I know people from somewhere. I know people from everywhere as part of my network. We've spent time curating these marketing opportunities for you. We can also put together some packages if you want to reach people via email, reach them through social media. We can put together a really great comprehensive package for you. A few of my agents have done some lately that included the Wall Street Journal, included a digital property promotion, and a feature on the site. So they're reaching people by people coming to visit us at luxuryrealestate.com, by reaching out to them via email, and then also through prestigious print Wall Street Journal. So let us know if there's any packages. Again, I'll mention our sale. I know I screamed earlier about things being 50% off because that's pretty exciting. We don't run specials all year long. We only offer specials once or twice a year. So now is the time to stock up on those features. It's great to have those already available. So when you're working on a listing, potential client, you can say, I have already the opportunity to brand you on a global luxury site because you've got that feature in your back pocket. So take a look at those. It's homepage features and our digital property promotions, as well as our LRE on tour emails. We offer an LRE on tour takeover where all of the listings in the email can be yours, or you can be one of 10 listings that's emailed out and has a reach of about 130,000 people. So those are pretty powerful too, and very reasonably priced. Everything sort of every opportunity we give you has a price attached to it, and then we'll take 50% off of that, more or less, for this sale. So let us know if you want to stock up on those. And then, as Renee talked about, aligning ourselves with like-minded, successful luxury real estate professionals around the world is great at both our conferences and just via referrals and networking. You don't have to have an actual client or buyer for us to connect you with another agent or broker in our network. If you've been seeing buyers coming from somewhere quite a bit, if you have people moving to Texas from California, as an example, you want to make a great connection with someone in California, just reach out to us and we'll match you up. I always call myself the luxury real estate matchmaker. We'll match you up with someone who fits your personality, fits your business. And then when that actual buyer or seller opportunity comes up, you will already have that relationship. So we're happy to do introductions and connections with or without an actual listing or a buyer. So please take advantage of those opportunities. We love doing them, and we love hearing back from you if those connections have ended in any transactions. We don't keep track of how those transactions end up, given that we do those at no cost to you, but we always love to hear those success stories. So please feel free to share those with us. So we are all thrilled to have you in our network. We hope that you were able to take away a few things from us today, one or two little tidbits, things that you haven't been using. If you're brand new to the network, I see Volker, he's brand new, and he's feeling a little overwhelmed by all of this information. That's okay too. Just take a few things and get started, and we're here to guide you and coach you through as well. So we just want you to get the most out of the network. So whatever that means to you, we're here to help you do that. Here's a quick rundown of all of our email addresses. The LRE membership services goes to all of us. So if you don't know who your membership manager is, just email us at that address, and whoever is responsible for your brokerage or your account will reply to you. And then at the bottom, we've also included a PR email. This is where you can submit news for our week in review newsletter. It's where you can request social media in addition to the submit for your consideration button. General questions about how to get your news out there can go there. It'll always get routed to the right person. And then web support is the email you use for technical issues. If you have a listing that went on the MLS a week ago, you're not seeing it on our site, you can reach out to us to help you, but you can also reach out directly to the web support team, and they're happy to help you with any of those technical issues that you might have. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask for the group? We would love to answer those, for everyone right now, or if there aren't any questions, we can feel free to, take those offline when we talk to you later. And with no questions, I just assume that we're so thorough and so complete that you just know everything already. You're all so smart. We appreciate your time. We wish you a super happy holiday season, however you choose to celebrate. If anybody needs my address to send gifts, just contact me directly. I'm happy to take those. And I look forward, and the team looks forward to supporting you in 2025. Thanks again
Pam.
for joining us.
One more
Oh,
thing
Jason.
that I just wanted to remind you again, for those who I just admitted in to the meeting, this is recorded and it will be available in the luxury lounge to watch later. Should be probably by end of day. It'll replace the last one that we did. So sorry to interrupt you there, Pam. But thank you all so much for joining.
I was gonna, Andy,
Yes,
reach
that's
out
okay.
to me if you want.
Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.